Everybody, and welcome to a brand new video on the channel. Today the FIFA 20 demo is out, but even more exciting, we've got all the ratings of all the cards in FIFA 20 out as well, which means that we can start building our starter teams, our starter investment teams, anything in terms of building squads. We've got that resource now. So I went and used FootWiz to build my team, which will be in this video, but I also asked you guys for what your starter teams are going to be so that everybody can get some ideas on what to start with. Now I'm going to be giving you guys trading tips on what the best starter teams are to buy that actually will rise in price the most while you're using the teams. So keep that in mind during the video, but let's go ahead and hop right into the squads. So here is the first team. We've got ourselves Ben Yedder, Onyekuru, and Gelson Martins. Now, the weird part about this team is Bakayoko. You can see in the midfield how it doesn't really link up well with the rest of the team. The left forward and right forward don't have full chem. Bakayoko is back at Chelsea, but it's supposed to have a Monaco card. I'm not 100% sure if he's going to, but if he doesn't have a Monaco card, then you're going to have to find somebody else in this team that works, because Bakayoko just doesn't work as his Chelsea card. But if he's still at Monaco, then it should work out very well and get some links. Moving on to the next team, we've got ourselves Felipe Anderson, Gabriel Jesus, Saint Maximin, Lucas Moura, Sissoko, Rabiot, Mendy, Eder Militao, Lenglet, Lala, and Neto. So a little bit more expensive here. Felipe Anderson is going to be a little expensive. Neto a little expensive just because they're higher rated cards. Lucas Moura is a really good starter player, I think. He's definitely not going to be one of the cheaper players on this team. And then what you've noticed is Saint Maximin. So one of the things you got to keep in mind, these are the starter teams that everybody in the community is putting together and thinking about buying early on the game. So if you see a starter team and a lot of different players are in everybody's starter teams, like Saint Maximin, you'll see a lot. That means that his price might not be as low as you think at 79 rated if everybody wants to use that in their starter team. Next up, we got David Neres and then Alex Teixeira up top, linking with Paulinho, who got a downgrade to 84 rated, but shouldn't be too expensive given the fact that he is in the Chinese league, really an SBC fodder at the most, but he actually can be used as a starter team player, linking up with Alex Teixeira on a strong link, then going ahead and breaking off into the Ukrainian league with Tyson and Ismaili. I really like that link because it's a hyperlink right there. Although it's not needed, it's something to keep in mind. Ismaili linking with Tyson, that's a nice hyperlink. And then we can go with David Neres up at left wing and not have to go with any other Eredivisie players in the team. Then he branches off with Kimpembe and Marquinhos. I don't really like going with high-rated players in my starter squads. However, it can work out great if you get in early enough. But what you got to do with these squads, guys, is buy them as early as you possibly can for them to go up the most in price, because the earlier you buy them, the cheaper they're going to be. The longer you wait, the more expensive they're going to be because of the buying power the community has. If people in the community continue to earn coins through playing games, they're going to be able to afford better cards. If you're giving me more time to trade, that's more time for me to be able to afford more cards. There's just more coins in the game. There's more buying power. These cards are just naturally going to rise for the first couple of weeks. Aguilar at right back, which is a nice new card that we haven't seen before. Monaco right back, that can work out really well with the strong link with Gelson Martins, and then Lecomte, just a normal goalkeeper in the goal. I like that starter team right there. Next up, we've got an interesting one, which I think will work better as a 4-3-3. The guy who sent it in to me put him at center attacking mid, but there's no reason to really go center attacking mid on Trossard and Pepe. Put him out wide. Put him as a 4-3-3 of some sort. Vardy up top with Lo Celso in the midfield. 83 rated on Lo Celso. Only 81 rated on Ndombele, but all three of these midfielders for Spurs are really good, and Sissoko, I think, is one of my favorite starter team players. I mean, look at those stats. He's got all stats 70 and above, and then 5 of the 6 stats are 78 and above, including 89 physical. That's a really good CDM. He's French, and he's in the Premier League. That's literally the meta starting card right there. Ndombele looks pretty good as well. He's more of the agile center defensive mid though, and he's going to be more of a distributor with his 87 dribbling, and I believe he has 4-star as well. Roussillon at left back is a good choice. He is an 82 rated card though, remember. You can go with any left back from France here. So some other options are Lucas Digne, who's 83 rated, and Ferland Mendy, who's 80 rated. I kind of like Ferland Mendy because he's lower rated and kind of a similar card to Roussillon. Then you got Konate and Mukiele. That is going to be a meta center back linking. Konate and Mukiele, those are two French center backs from Leipzig, and that gets the hyperlink together. And then you've also got Gulaski in goal, who's an 85 rated card this year, a big upgrade on him. And then they went with Sidibe, an Everton right back from France at the back. I don't really like Sidibe too much, but I guess it's kind of limited on choices. You kind of got to go with a right back either from Spurs or from Leipzig or from France. There's not too many different options, but there might be a better option than Sidibe. Next up, we've got ourselves, let's see, right here we have Jovic, Brandt, Fekir, and Rodriguez. So those are some higher rated cards, don't get me wrong, but if you can afford it, that is a really, really good starter squad right there. Couple players off chemistry, but I do like it for a starter team, I'm not gonna lie. James Rodriguez is gonna be a little bit overlooked given the fact that everybody doesn't want him due to the pace problem on his card. He's only got like 56 pace, but he's got 3 really good stats in dribbling, shooting, and passing, which is still gonna be enough for a starter team. Then you've got Fekir at right attacking mid. He got transferred to Real Betis, and then you got Julian Brandt from Dortmund getting the hyperlink with Dahoud, and then that gets a hyperlink with Scholes, getting a strong link with Akanji, who's another really good starter team player. Right next to him, you got Mario Hermoso. He's a decent center back to start with. And then Kappa at right back with Sergio Asenio, who's no longer 84 rated. He's now 82 rated. Next up, we've got Martial, Rashford, and another St. Maximin up top. Everybody's going St. Maximin. Everybody's going Sissoko. Martial and Rashford, I think, are going to be a little bit more expensive. They're meta. They're definitely going to be cards that are going to be used even beyond the starter teams for a couple of months, most likely. And that Martial card just looks really good. So I don't expect it to be super cheap. But again, if you get in early enough on that card, you can make a lot of coins while you're using it. Then you got Kai Havertz. That's not going to be a cheap card either. Then you've got Nico Scholes and Ta this time instead of Akanji. And then next to him, you got Akanji, Mbabu, and Zachariah. And that's not the last time you'll see that triangle of Swiss players there, as you got Berkey and goalkeeper. Zachariah, Mbabu, and Akanji is probably my favorite triangle to use on the right side. And I actually use them in my team for the starter team. Next up, we got Promes, Depay, and Lozano. So we've got a couple different leagues to start off with. You've got Eredivisie, you've got League One, and then you've got the Serie A up top, including Lozano, who's one of my favorite starter team cards. Van de Beek getting the strong link, actually the hyperlink with Promes, and then getting the strong link with Tagliafico. So that's what you go with on the left side. You get the weak link to Depay with Promes, and then the strong link with Aouar. So that gets Depay to full chemistry. Aouar gets the strong link to Denaire, who's from Lyon, and then Kimpembe, who's from Ligue 1 and France. So there's strong links there as well. And then you just go with the 85 Lopez in goal, but you don't have to go with Lopez. You can literally go with any goalkeeper from the French league. Any goalkeeper there. And then Haisage is 80 rated again. He's never really a crazy good card, but he's all right, I guess, for a starter team. You kind of need a strong link with Allen or a strong link with Kimpembe and a weak link with Allen to actually get full chemistry there. So Haisage is one of your only options that you can actually go with. Next up, we've got Vardy and Zaha. This is actually the first time we've seen Zaha, which is surprising. He's going to be a really good card. He's central and he's 83 rated. I think we're going to see a lot of him in Premier League squads. You got Ryan Fraser at left mid, and then Ndombele and Sissoko. You're gonna see those a lot. Ndombele and Sissoko, man, that Sissoko card is super good. Then you got Shaqiri and Alexander-Arnold. Alexander-Arnold might be a little bit more expensive. Rudiger, Bailly, and you've got Benjamin Mendy along with Fabianski, the non-rare goalkeeper, to finish that team off. Next team, we've got Delaney up at striker. Now, you're going to need some position change cards for him because he's naturally a center mid. So putting him up top is going to be a little bit of a position change issue in terms of price. And then Werner, you're kind of swapping the places with him, obviously, in-game. Werner is going to be playing striker in-game, Delaney at center mid in-game. And then that's how you get full chemistry on it with the links with Sancho and Rashica. Because it wouldn't work out with Delaney at center mid because he doesn't get a strong link with Henderson, doesn't get a strong link with Werner, doesn't get a strong link with Kai Havertz. So you kind of got to play it like that. But what I'd suggest is maybe go with just go with a center mid like Demirbay instead of Delaney, and then play him at center mid, and then you can go with any striker from the league whatsoever because Sancho already has that link with Henderson. Then you've got Akanji and Gomez. Gomez is a card I want to talk about because Gomez has 81 pace on his card, I believe, which is very fast for a center back. It's the third fastest center back I've seen in the game so far. That's after Varane, obviously, being the fastest center back, and then Kostas Manolas from Napoli. He's the second fastest. I think Joe Gomez is the third quickest center back. Obviously, he's a player that can also play right back. And speaking of the right back, Wan-Bissaka. That is such a good investment card because he's almost undoubtedly getting an OTW card. And that card is going to go out of packs for a full week. So if you get in before that card goes out of packs, he's going to skyrocket during the time he's out of packs. So putting as many OTW cards in this team as possible is going to maximize your profits, guys. And that's what I do in my team as well. Next up, you can see the bottom kind of gets cut off, but that is Areola, who got transferred from PSG to Real Madrid in sort of a swap for Keylor Navas. I'm not sure of all the deals in that, or all the details in the deal between that, but Areola is now at Real Madrid, and he gets that hyperlink with Varane this year. But they don't go with that in this team. They go with Eder Militao, who is a very, very fast center back with 79 pace, 81 defense, and 81 physical. He's going to be a very good center back this year, along with the link with Ferland Mendy. You got Thomas Partey, João Felix, who's really not going to be that expensive as people think. He's only 80 rated. Then you got Fabian at CDM linking with Odriozola, who's one of my favorite right backs this year, 89 pace and 77 defense. That's pretty good, and he's gets links with La Liga and with Real Madrid. Mario Hermoso, we've seen him before. Those are his stats. Then Lozano up top, linking with Fabian, Jovic, and Vinicius Jr. to finish off that squad. A lot of people using Jovic this year in their starter squads, although the card doesn't really look that great, I'm not going to lie. Next team, we've got Christian Pulisic. That's the first time we've seen him up there. He's very pacey. He's got great dribbling, and he's also got decent passing, but his shooting is very bad. And honestly, I think they kind of underrated him. But I guess he was injured a little bit of last year, so I guess, and he's still young. So 79 rating is what he got this year. And I'm also biased American as well. Next up, we got Callum Wilson, who's kind of just a low-rated, kind of sweaty player, and another team with Saint Maximin in it. I think Saint Maximin might be the card we've seen the most. Either him or Ndombele, who is also in this team. Danny Ceballos there with Bamman from Everton, Emerson, Gomez, Lindelof, and again Wan-Bissaka, and then you got Farman. Farman got transferred, so he could get an OTW, but given the fact that he doesn't even start over Tim Krul, I don't believe he will get an OTW, but you never know. Next team, we've got Rodrigo, linking on a strong link to Inaki Williams, so a little bit stronger of an attack there with Canales as well. De Jong is 85 rated, but his card does not look good at all, I'm not going to lie. Guardado's card doesn't really look good either. Herrera, though, looks really good. So I don't know how much I like this starter team. I thought I'd throw it in here because it's kind of a medium budget starter team because it does have some more expensive guys, probably like Rodrigo and Inaki Williams and De Jong and Canales. But then it's got a cheaper defense. Junior Firpo, I think, is an underrated guy. Mario Hermoso, we always see him in these starter squads. Alvarez and Onana, that's something I haven't seen much of. And then he also links that with Herrera. And then you've got Mazrao at right back. But I'd suggest probably going with a different right center mid than Guardado. You don't really need him. And honestly, De Jong isn't that strong of a player either. I don't think he's really that good for an 85. Next team, we've got Martinez, and we're going a little bit more into the full Serie A side here. And I really like this. I think that Serie A has some of the best starter team players and then also some of the best players to continue upgrading into. You got to consider the fact that you can take that Martinez and turn it into an Alejandro Gomez, and then take that 9-goal and turn it into a Mertens, take that Sanchez, turn it into an Insigne, and all that good stuff. So there are some really good upgrades as well with Serie A, so I kind of like going with Serie A as a starter team this year. Lozano at right mid again, Zielinski and Rabiot at CDM, Rabiot now at Juventus, and then you've got Theo Hernandez, who's now at AC Milan, Izzo, Nkulu, and Malcuit finish off that defense, and then Perin, who's actually got a downgrade to 82 rated this year since he does not start over Wojciech Szczesny. Next team, we've got Zaha, Calvert-Lewin, Lingard, Martial, Sancho, Weigl, Ruslan, Stark, Rudiger, Wan-Bissaka again, Farman again. Martial is somebody that we've mentioned who's probably going to be expensive. Sancho is going to be even more expensive. A lot of people want to use Sancho this year. He's going to have 5-star skills, obviously. He's probably going to have a 4-star weak foot. He's 84 rated. He gets the links to the Premier League players, and on top of that, he also links links with some OP Dortmund players like Marco Reus, and then he can link all through the Bundesliga as well. So he's a very good hybrid player. He's a very good player in general, and a lot of people want to use him because he's kind of a hyped up player in world football right now as well. With that being said, he's not going to be cheap. He's going to be a card that skyrockets in price after the first couple of days, so make sure to get in on him very, very early if you do. Here's the thing, no matter what team it is, you can always make that team as your starter team because you're going to make profit on any team you buy essentially for a starter team as long as you get in early enough. That's the most important thing when it comes down to it. So the last team in this episode is actually going to be my team right here. This is a team I put together for my starter team. I think it looks pretty solid. I did use St. Maximin, and the reason I did that is he's a transfer card. He went to Newcastle United. I think that's genuinely a possible OTW. So getting in on that investment is going to be absolutely crucial because you've seen how many teams St. Maximin has been used in starter teams. So if that many people are using St. Maximin and then he goes out of packs for a full week, that card will quadruple in price easily, if not more. Then we've got Joe Linton at striker. I don't think he's that crazy of a card, but he is a good budget card. And then he's also got well-rounded statistics for a striker. And don't forget about that 81 physicality. I mean, that's going to be huge this early in the game. That's more than anybody else on the team other than Mbabu, and it's tied there with Mendy. Or I guess not Sissoko. I forgot I had Sissoko and I guess Zachariah as well. Okay, completely ignore the statement that he is the most physical player on the team, but you get the point. He is a very physical striker. So with that being said, I think he'll be decent for a starter team. And then once you have the coins, you can go and upgrade that. Or you can put Lucas Moura at striker and then go with somebody else at center mid. But you do get that strong link with Lucas Moura, who's probably going to be the most expensive player in this team. Lucas Moura is. Either that or a Kanji, who's also an 83 rated card. But 92 pace, 87 dribbling, probably 5-star skills, if not 4-star, 4-star for Lucas Moura. I think that's going to be a great card to have right in the middle of the team. He can kind of work anywhere on the field for you. Then I went with Almiron at left wing. A lot of people have been talking about St. Maximin. Not a lot of people talking about Almiron. A lot of people don't even know he's on the wing this year with 89 pace and 81 dribbling. I think that's a pretty average card, but it's quick and it's good for a starter team because it's non-rare. It's going to be very cheap. Next up, we got Sissoko and Zachariah in the center defensive midfield. Sissoko's got the crazy good stats, and then obviously it's a card that a lot of people want. So again, get in early on that. Zachariah, I just went with because it linked really well with Mbabu and Akanji. And Mbabu is a possible ones to watch because he got transferred to Wolfsburg. I believe it was from Young Boys in Switzerland. I could be wrong. I think that's the team he came from, but he's at Wolfsburg now. And looking at those stats, he's got 91 pace and 82 physicality, so that's already really good for a right back. The 72 defense isn't crazy, but it's all right. And then we've got Akanji, who's a really, really good center back this year in FIFA. I went with Trap because it's just an average goalkeeper that not a lot of people are using. A lot of people are going with Jan Sommer or Roman Berkey or Gulaski. And you can go with any of those guys if you want. You can literally go with any Bundesliga goalkeeper. I went with Trap just because it looks like an average card that it's going to be cheap no matter what. And it's not an OTW or anything, so there's no OTW like goalkeepers I can think of in Bundesliga, so no reason to really go out of your way to get anything special there. And then we've got Konate. That's another card that a lot of people have been looking at as a starter team card. He obviously gets that hyperlink with his other center back partner at Leipzig, but I think Konate's a little bit better. He's got 78 pace, 80 defense, and 78 physicality. It's pretty good for a 79 rated card. And then to finish it off, we've got Ferland Mendy, and I went with him because he is a ones to watch this year, or at least he's very likely to be. I can't remember if he's confirmed or not, but I believe he's going to get a ones to watch, and he's got 89 pace, 75 defense, 79 dribbling, 81 physicality, and he's going to be in a lot of starter teams because he links with a lot of different players. Sissoko and Konate is what I went with to link with him, so a little bit of French this time, but you can also link him with some other players in La Liga. Obviously, Hermoso's a big card, and then you've also got just simple players like Nacho Fernandez, and Nacho Fernandez is not a bad card this year either. We haven't seen him in the starter teams, but he's a pretty good card too to link with Ferland Mendy. Nacho Fernandez is at 82 rated, but that's my starter team. If you guys enjoyed this video, kind of got some ideas to help you with your starter team, drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Thank you so much for watching. Again, my name is ELYYT. Hopefully I helped you out during FIFA 20, and I'll see you again soon. Peace out.